Hi guys, welcome to another class. This class is really designed to help people manage their pain if they have bulging or herniated disc, or just in general deal with chronic low back pain, which is one of the leading causes of persistent pain in the US. We're going to get started in just a comfortable standing. Bring your hands to your hips. Settle the eyes or drop into your felt sense or your body awareness. And move your hips. Tilt them forward and back, trying to isolate mobility through the hip region. So keep shifting your hips forward and back. And then once you've gained enough mobility to find a neutral position, engage that foundational core. Find lift through your spine. And then bring your hands like fists in front of your heart, elbows out wide. And with your breath, start twisting your mid-back region, or where your ribs are, to the left and to the right, letting the arms lead the movement. Core is engaged here, so we're really isolating the movement in the middle part of our back, opening up the stickiness of our ribs as it articulates with the spinal bones of our back. Good, let the arms go and maybe roll the shoulders around if they felt a little sticky or are creeping up towards your ears. And again, find length through the spine. Think crown of head away from your chest. Keeping the core engaged here. Bring chin closer to your chest and lengthen the space where your neck meets your skull. Move through this motion a few times. Exaggerated chin tucks. Strengthening and lengthening this group of muscles that really support the neck and the skull connection, that tend to be lengthened or in a extended position when we have head forward posture or just spinal pain. Go ahead and let the isolation go. Arms go down and then up over your head. Big breath in. And then just tick-tock your arms and your torso to the left and to the right, opening up the musculature of our side body. And then land the body moving towards the right, hips rooted down and left hip pulling away from right shoulder. Big breath. Come back to center, switch sides. Breathing through the side ribs. Try to stretch out and open those very thick and stabilizing muscles of the rib cage. Exhale, arms come down. Root down through your feet, close the eyes, really work on your felt sense. Then bend your knees, stick your booty out, flat back, modified chair pose. Root down through your feet and let the chest and head move more forward. Really test your core here, playing with gravity. Hold for a breath. And then let the chest lift up. Give yourself a break. And then move through this motion of tilting the torso forward, having gravity exert more pressure on your back, making your core work harder for you. And then exhale. Lift the chest up. Give yourself a break. Sit the hips lower. Take a nice big inhale. Crown of the head goes further away from tailbone. And you lengthen your arms forward and lengthen your torso closer to the ground. Good, last round. And let it all go. Inhale, arms up over your head, straighten the legs. Exhale, forward fold, and then come down to all fours. Move through a few rounds of cat-cow. Really articulating every spinal segment in one smooth, fluid motion together. Big arching and rounding, or flexion and extension of our spinal segments. Really recalibrating our breath here. Finding nice big inhales and exhales. Softening the gaze, dropping into the body. Noticing what sensations we're feeling. Where do things feel sticky? Where do you have the liveliness of sensation? Good, and then finish up with the cat-cows. Come to sitting on your heels. Bring your arms down by your side. Left arm roots down, right arm reaches up and over. Side body bend. Good, with an inhale and with strength, lift your arms up to a T. Reach the fingertips away from your torso, away from your chest, and hold here, building some strength, puffing out the chest, extending the crown of the head long. Good, switch sides. Left arm comes down to the ground, right arm reaches up and over. Side body bend, breathe into the sensations, try to settle the tissue. Let the heartbeat and heart settle. Next round of breath. Come back to neutral, arms down by your side. Walk your arms forward, roll out your ankles as needed. We've been sitting on them for a while. And then come back to sitting on your feet. Bring your left arm to your right knee, looking behind your right shoulder. And if you want to work more on strength and less on stretching, which is something I really recommend if we know that twisting sensations are not healthy for your spine, bring your arms up to that T position again. And let the arms carry the twisting movement. Big breathing into the chest, into the belly. Good. Let it all go. Switch sides. Spine goes long, so crown of the head goes away from the base of the sacrum. And then from here, with core engagement, we twist to the opposite side. The twisting here should come from strength and not the torque of the arm pulling. So a lot of times for most bodies, this twisting sensation doesn't look like much of a turn. It's really the felt sense of the eyes and the face to look behind you. Big breath into the belly. Let the arms go. Then slowly make your way onto your belly. Soften the glutes, the legs by giving them a gentle shake. Then come to be resting on your elbows. Play with the distance of elbows or arms in relationship to the torso, or just based on where you feel the most juicy sensation. And then we land. As we settle into the stillness, we work on the internal work of softening the tissues around the area of intense sensation. So when we stay in these long-held extension poses, we allow the spinal segments to kind of unwind tissue-wise and sort itself out to be the most functionally stable. So take your time here, there's no rush. If sensation starts to be too extreme and too loud, remember you're always welcome to come to lying down just simply on your belly. Maybe that's where you stay for the first time doing this class. There's no rush into opening up your spine. It takes time, and as you know, there's a lot of nerve innervation through this area, so sensations can be really loud. Be gentle with your body and listen to sensations it's sending you from bottom up. Alright, next 30 seconds, make your way onto your back. We're going to do some core strengthening, some foundational strength work. Bend your knees, plant your feet on the ground, moving yourself into a bridge pose. So plant your feet down, engage your hamstrings and quads, soften your glutes, engage your foundational core, and lift your hips up. Pressing down through the heels of your feet. Breathe in as much as you can. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the hips up again. Finding a nice full big breath while we have that base level of abdominal support and abdominal pressure engaged to support and protect those spinal joints. Lower your hips down. One more round. Lift your hips up. Engage your core. Really soften your glutes or your butt muscles once you've come to the top. So also teaching your body a new habit pattern by softening the glutes and making our hip flexors and our core muscles work for us. Good. Lower your legs down. Coming to side body stretch, bring both your feet and your arms to the left side of the mat. Big breath. And then switch sides, both feet and arms to the right side of the mat. Big breath. Come back to neutral. Place the feet on the ground, knees bent. Scoop the bowl of your pelvis up so the tops of your hip bones come closer to your bottom ribs. And then that encourages your low back to be on the ground, so flat low back. Keep this engagement with your core. And then lift your right leg up to be 90 degrees in your hip joint. Engaging your leg muscles, and then lower your leg down just to the point where you feel your low back start to try to lift off the ground. Dial it back a few degrees, and then start doing leg lifts in this range. Move through these leg lifts a few more times. And then we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So both legs go down. Scoop the bowl of your pelvis up. Belly button comes closer to the spine to find low back engagement on the ground. You lift your left leg up, engage through the heel of your foot. Then you lower your leg down till you feel your low back start to lift off the ground. Then you dial it back a few degrees, and then you move through this window of leg lift range for a couple rounds. Trying to take nice, full, deep breaths as you do so. And when you're done, you're done. Let the legs go long, arms come long over your head. Let go of the core engagement and just breathe deeply into your belly. One more set of core engagement. Bend the knees, plant the feet on the ground. Lift your head and chest up off the ground. Hands come by your feet, and then you tick-tock. Right hand comes closer to right heel, and then left hand comes closer to left heel, moving side to side. Very small, isolated motion. We're going to do a few rounds of this, so count to 25. And let it go. Bring your knees side to side. And then lift your chest back up. And again, one more round. Low back is rooted onto the ground. Your chest is lifted. Your head is lifted. Trying to find length through the spine by encouraging the crown of head to move further away from the tailbone. Pressing down through your feet. Engaging your leg muscles to make this a little bit easier on your abs. Good. Exhale, let it all go. Good. And when you're ready, come to lying back down on your belly. And then we're going to do an extended rest, lying down on our belly. Let one ear come down to the mat. I'll let you know when we're halfway through so you can switch which ears on the mat to feel a bit more even to the neck region. You can bring your hands to be like a pillow for your forehead or for your ears if this is too much of a twisting motion through your neck space. And or if you know this twisting motion through your neck does not make sense for your spinal health, just bring your forehead to your hands. Wiggle out the hips a bit, try to soften the glutes, the legs. And then breathe deeply into your belly. I think we forget a lot that the diaphragm, or this big muscle of respiration of breath that gets activated when we really encourage belly breathing, has so many fascial connections to the spine. It's by breathing deeply into our belly, and that will help move some of the connective tissue that hold our spinal joints in a stable place. When we breathe deeply, we can help soften some of the tension that our body has to build up when we have some variation in our spinal support. Remember, pain in this way is information. We can make the intensity of that pain be a lot lower when we do activities or sequencing like this, where we are supporting our body, encouraging foundational core strength, and teaching ourselves how to soften spinal tension. When we encourage fluid movement in these overworked areas, our body's natural healing process can take place, and it can support our being in our body, and in turn send less intense pain signals to our brain for us to have to interpret. And that easefulness with less pain intensity can really go a long way, which I know you know if you deal with chronic pain. Being able to turn down the alarm signals is one of the greatest gifts that you can give to yourself. And that takes time, accessible movement, the privilege to spend time taking care of yourself, and making sure you're doing so in a way that's aware, intelligent for your individual body's needs, and safe. Big breaths into the belly. Alright, we're halfway through. If your head tries to turn to one way, lift it up and turn it to the other way. This is a great place to soften the jaw, the shoulders, the hips. Allow the breath to find more space into the belly, ribs, chest, and back body. Maybe you're starting to feel those fascial tissues unwinding. Sense of shifting happening. Maybe you can feel length rippling through the spine. Your body, your torso feel a bit heavier on the mat or onto the ground. And I always like to tell people, when you deal with intense pain, specifically around the spine, being fully embodied in your body all the time is actually not a very safe space or accessible space to be in. So if you're noticing it's a bit harder for you to drop into your body and to feel all the things you're feeling, know that that's probably a pretty important protective mechanism your body has for yourself. And know that it's okay for it to be hard to land and live in your body, specifically around the back and the spine, where you know you have elicited pain sensations. So instead of getting mad at yourself or annoyed at yourself for not being able to relax into this posture or relax into the ground, know that you're kind of a superhuman and that your body has created these adaptive mechanisms to allow you to live your life day in and day out. And with time and repetition and respect for your body, you'll be able to gain more awareness through slowly pushing your edge of tolerance and slowly opening different areas of your spine that are healthy and happy. Big breaths. And I'm going to wrap up class today. You are welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. I always appreciate you for practicing. I hope this helps. See you next time.